So yesterday we was lucky enough to have some really good conversation here at the Coach's Corner yesterday in the comment section of the Michaela Mayer video that I did yesterday. We had not only the co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape, but we also had the lead development director for eSports Boxing Club. Now, there was a lot of things that was said yesterday, and there were a lot of different subjects that was touched on. So honestly, man, y'all go ahead and get your popcorn because there is a lot of stuff to kind of unwrap here. All right, so I wanted to start with Dean. So for anybody who don't know, Dean is the co-chairman for Empire Pro Tape. We know that Empire Pro Tape is already signed on with eSports Boxing Club. So yesterday, Dean mentions that he has signed over 30 fighters, male and female, to ESBC. He talks about how, you know, the contracting and the whole non-negotiable deal, everything that they have done that he has worked with them with, which I actually found pretty admirable that he would even talk about the subject, because the majority of people do not come out and talk about contracting publicly, period. It's one of those things that you just don't really mention. You just, look, I've asked people before and I've gotten turned down pretty much every time that nobody wants to talk about contracts. So the fact that the co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape came and was willing to kind of walk that line, I thought was rather admirable. But it was something else that he said that I thought was very important, especially at this current point in time. He states, and I'll read, "I feel the upcoming announcements will continue to astound everyone out there. And those that miss out, I don't believe will see an opportunity like this again to be involved in something very special for boxing and gaming fans worldwide." Now, that is important because that is the co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape. I can't like not stress that enough, right? And I understand that people are going to say, well, he's got a stake in the game and he has to do those types of things, right? He has to say those types of things because as this game succeeds, he's going to succeed too. And I completely understand that perspective. But here's the thing. This is the first time that I know of Dean actually speaking publicly about this game. I haven't seen him speak about this game once. Empire Pro Tape has been signed on for quite some time, since the beginning. And he said that yesterday in the chat. He's been around since the very beginning, and never once have I ever seen him speak publicly about the game. If he was like that invested, that he felt as though he had to speak and push a narrative for the game in order to succeed because he had an investment in it, he would have done it by now. He wouldn't have waited this long. But he even says more. The ESBC team are huge boxing and gaming fans, and their priorities are to make the best game possible. I was fortunate to have been involved from the very beginning and see how talented these guys are and the dedication they have. Ultimately, a very small team looking to bring you guys the best boxing game ever, so they deserve huge credit for that alone. As for the contracts, every contract weighs heavily in the favor of the fighter, and those with contracts are in a great position. I genuinely do not believe this opportunity will come around again for fighters. So those that miss out and are waiting for the next train to arrive are, in my opinion, being misled. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these fighters to have these types of contracts. The one thing I can share is ESBC will deliver a truly great game, and that was their goal from day one and has never changed. So again, he's been around since the beginning. This is somebody who has been pretty much behind the veil the whole time while development is going on. This is not us. This is not the content creators. This is not the fans that's coming out here saying this stuff. This is somebody who has been involved with the production and who have been involved with the team since they really got started. And again, he is just now coming out and saying these things. Now, why is this important? We all know that there has been an expected release date for when the game comes out, probably sometime in the winter. We know that there is an expected release date for the PC release, and that is supposed to be sometime in the summer. All right. Now, I mentioned those two things because that is also where the big man comes in, Assad. Okay, so if y'all don't know who Assad is the development director for SCI. All right, like he is literally like the big dog. I believe, and I'm sure he'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is also Ash Habib's older brother. So very close relationship, very deep interaction when it comes to the development of the actual game, when it comes to the timelines, all that type of stuff when it comes to eSports Boston Club. All right. Now, yesterday, he said this. I believe Ryan Rhodes revealed the predicted release date on Fred Talks Fighting. His view is my view. Now, the reason I say that is like really important is because we all know who Ryan Rhodes is. We all know how important Ryan Rhodes is to the ESBC game itself. He is a big time contributor to the game. If someone like that comes out publicly and says that this game is probably coming out in the winter, or if he comes out and said it's coming out in December, you best believe that that game is probably going to come out around that time, because at the end of the day, money talks. And when money comes out and says the game is coming out around this time, like I told my man Anonymous yesterday, you best believe that everybody working on the game is going to be moving at the speed of Usain Bolt to make sure that the game comes out on time. It's just business, baby. That's just how it works. We also know right now that the team is kind of getting hammered about not being quite as much as transparent as they was in the beginning. And I have to say that it really doesn't get much more transparent than this next. Okay, I want to hit y'all with this magic of television thing real quick. So this is where in the original video where I was talking about the console ports, all right? And I wanted to, for anybody who saw that one, I wanted to get some deeper clarification, okay? To avoid any type of confusion. So first builds of the console ports are done, all right? Understand something though. First builds take an extremely long time. They take sometimes months to actually get taken care of. So first builds are done, and from what we know, they are looking absolutely pristine. Next is that the major milestones of development for the game are done, which would lead anyone to believe that even though the game is in an alpha state, it is probably on the cusp of transferring over to beta. The major milestones are out of the way, all right? Once we probably get our hands on it for early access, we would either get a beta version of the game. Look, none of this is confirmed. We will either get a beta version of the game, or we will do the final tests for alpha so they can find bugs, glitches, any of that type of stuff. Those things are more likely going to get fixed. And then everything's going to move into beta. And then you're going to talk about an actual like full-on release. So where are we at in this game? And do we feel that this game is going to come out on time? I can tell you right now, I fully believe that this game comes out when they say it does, for those reasons specifically. All right. We know that the console ports are already done except for PlayStation 4, but PlayStation 4 is last gen. So that is more than likely going to be the least of the concerns when it came to which consoles, which systems got it. It was going PC, new consoles, and then of course, last gen. So I think we're almost there, man. We're almost there. Nobody should be walking away right now, because literally we got a lot coming. We have the gameplay trailer, which is on the way. We don't have a date yet, but we know coming probably very soon. All right. We've already received an endorsement from the co-chairman of Empire Pro Tape that basically said, look, these next releases you got, everybody's probably going to be extremely happy. Again, console ports are already taken care of. Major milestones are already done. I believe wholeheartedly that we are almost there to get in this actual game. And I'll say this. I'm not mad at anybody for thinking that the game was going to get delayed, that it was going to get pushed back. I understand because things got quiet. But when people are working hard, people get quiet. There's not a whole lot of time to come out and talk to everybody and tell everybody what we're doing because we're preparing for something big. All right. Look, they'll tell you that no news is probably good news. All right. And I believe wholeheartedly that that is the approach right now going in. And our patience is about to pay off, man. Like, we got a lot of things coming. We got a lot of content coming. Not just from the team, but here at the Coach's Corner. I got a lot of things coming for y'all. I got a lot of things planned. So stick around. If you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should. Look, there's a lot of exclusive things that go on here. And you don't want to miss it. So like I tell y'all every time, appreciate y'all for coming back to the Coach's Corner. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.